What's going on, guys, and welcome to today's YouTube video. In today's video we are going to do another weekly Outlook video, as these have been received in an amazing way the past few weeks since we started these weekly Outlook videos on the Monday morning. In today's video we are going to discuss potential trade ideas for Ethereum, Bitcoin, Euro against the dollar, and also GBP against the dollar. We are up for a very interesting week, as we have huge amounts of news events upcoming in next week as well. So those will be a big push for the price to see some volatile moves on both the crypto market and also the Forex market, in which we are currently nailing both of them. Currently we're looking at the Ethereum chart, guys, and the trade idea that I discussed in last week update videos is playing out beautifully so far. We did indeed hold the range low area over here after we confirmed the deviation with this structural shift over here on the 4-hourly time frame, and we have seen that push towards the mid-range. We have taken out the wick as predicted, and we have now also tested the quarterly range. You can watch back the previous Outlook videos, the previous update videos on Ethereum, and you will see that I exactly predicted this move. And as you can see over here in our VIP channel, I gave the signal to go long on Ethereum with exact entries, take profits, and stop loss targets. Now, beautiful trade so far, and I don't think we are done yet. If we look at the current chart for Ethereum, we can see that we've seen another deviation, like I said, of the range low over here. Now we know that after deviation of the range low, we should get a test of the mid-range, which we saw over here, a small rejection. And we also know that if we manage to get above the mid-range and hold the mid-range as support, we should go and test the range high, especially if the range high also contains an untapped liquidity pool. And we still have this untapped liquidity pool above the range high over here. Yes, we saw a small sweep over here where we took profit on the long position that we ended over here, but this small sweep isn't enough to take out that huge amount of liquidity that is resting above this range high. So that liquidity pool is still existent over here, and that remains my main target for now on Ethereum. But we do need to proceed with a little bit of cautiousness over here, because we are pumping during the Asia session overnight, and we're also pumping during the weekly open / weekly transition period. And that is something that we have to be very cautious with. And also, like I said, the quarterly range is a big area of resistance. Now, I wasn't able to take a short over here because I was asleep, but we were saying last week, previous support and resistance, also the current quarterly range, and we also had this imbalance over here that was yet to get filled. Now we also did fill that imbalance. We did reject a little bit over here around the quarterly range. Now, what could be the next potential trade idea for the Ethereum price? There's two potential trade ideas that I'm potentially watching. Either we are going to get a pullback towards the mid-range. I'm not going to set limits over here because many people might be looking to long the area of support over here, and everyone will put their stops beneath this low over here. Now, what I want to see is that we get a push towards the mid-range. We get a push down towards that mid-range, and I want to see price action being developed over here. Maybe we get a little bit of a push beneath the mid-range. If we then manage to reclaim the mid-range again with a shift in structure, that could be a potential trigger to open another long position on Ethereum with a brand new invalidation over here, and with our target still being that range high area. That's currently my preferred scenario for Ethereum. Another scenario that we could be seeing is on the lower time frames, is that we get a potential push above the quarterly range over here. Let me swiftly remove this long tool over here. Is that we get a push above the quarterly range again, right? In which we're also going to get a push above the Asia high that we put in overnight. Maybe we get a little bit of a sweep over here. Maybe this will be Monday's high, so maybe we'll get this push upwards tomorrow instead of today. Then we fall back beneath the quarterly range, that pivotal level that I just talked about, in which we can get maybe into a short over here, targeting that mid-range. Now, like I said, mid-range pivotal area to hold on to. So as long as we hold on to that mid-range, we are expecting higher prices. Now, with the readers of the mid-range, like I said, there is some sell-side liquidity beneath this low. Some people use that low to cover their stop loss if they have limit long orders over here, or maybe we even go as deep to take out this sell-side liquidity, right? So we can start a deviation beneath the mid-range. We will get a lot of people extremely bearish again, in which a reclaim, like I said, of the mid-range is your long trigger to target the range high liquidity to open up another long position on the Ethereum price. So either we start deviating above that quarterly range and we start deviating back below it to take a potential short, or, and that is still my preferred scenario because we prefer not to short strength, of course. Now, preferred scenario to get a retest of the mid-range, start looking for the lower time frame confirmations on the 15-minute and hourly time frame, and preferably 4-hourly time frame as well, and see if we can hold that mid-range in order to get that push towards the range high liquidity that I've been talking about for a while now. We are already in a beautiful position, but if we do get the opportunity to add to this current long position to compound these profits towards the range high liquidity pool, I'm definitely not going to let that opportunity slip, of course. That's the current idea on Ethereum. Now let's continue with our current idea on Bitcoin, guys, because if you have been watching last Wednesday's midterm update on Bitcoin on a macro and higher time frame, you guys knew that my preferred scenario was still to get a push upwards towards the liquidity pool over here. Now, currently, after I made that update video, we have also been seeing the push upwards. So it was good timing. Now, like I've been stating in that video, also Bitcoin, guys, it is still range bound. And we are currently near that range high area. The time to be bullish was around the range low. The time to be bullish was around this quarterly range low over here, and also when we gained the mid-range over here. Now is the time to be a little bit cautious because we are near that range high resistance area, and like I stated many times, we have also seen a pump during the Asia session and also during the weekly open, and that is something to always be cautious with. Preferred mid time frame scenario is still to get a bearish manipulation phase over here before getting that distribution phase towards the downside over here, before starting the bull run around $20,000 to $23,000 is where we will form the bottom before starting that proper bull run. This is still my preferred scenario. Now, if we want to anticipate a potential scenario for Bitcoin, what could be a potential area to start looking for some interesting longs, targeting that range high liquidity, which I still think is inevitable. Why? Let's just inverse this chart, guys. Now, if you want to inverse this chart, right, this looks like it is about to get a push towards this liquidity, right? It's almost inevitable if we start looking at a chart like this. Now, if we invert the chart back up, this looks like a potential move to get a potential breakout or a fake breakout, at least if it's ready to follow my mid time frame scenario. So if we want to anticipate a potential push, like I said, we are range bound. We can use these range levels to take potential trades. Now, my interest currently is around this quarterly range or this mid range. Okay, as long as these two levels potentially hold for the Bitcoin price, I remain bullish and I do expect a push towards the liquidity pool above 32.5K. Now, similar as to Ethereum, around the first quarterly level over here is where we also have this bullish daily fair value gap, as you can see. That's some nice confluence already, right? Now, besides this bullish daily fair value gap, we also have this previous supply candle over here, aligning with the daily fair value gap, aligning with that quarterly level. Now, so my preferred scenario for the Bitcoin price right now is to get a push down to sweep the sell side liquidity that we have been building up over here for the Bitcoin price. So we've definitely been building up some liquidity. Punish the late long positions, because the late long position that opened a long over here during this pump, they are putting their stops beneath these lows over here. And they're exactly putting their stops where we are potentially interested in taking a trade. And that is obviously exactly what we want to see. So if we manage to maybe get a push down to take all of this sell side liquidity and find support around the quarterly range and daily fair value gap and breaker block, we can target a push towards that upwards liquidity. Now, this is my long scenario, okay? I prefer to hold this area as support. Yes, we can go as low as the mid-range, but that's an area where everyone is waiting to take a long position. So I prefer to get a little bit of a smaller dip towards that quarterly range and look for long positions around that area there. That's my preferred long scenario right now for Bitcoin. Also, if we switch on the EMAs, we can see that slowly these EMAs on the 4-hourly time frame are approaching that area of resistance. On the 2-hourly time frame, they are already coming closer, and on the 1-hourly time frame, the two most important EMAs, the 200 EMA and the 200 moving average, are close to align with that area. So in that case, if we get a dip, hopefully these EMAs will also approach our area of interest. That would definitely be some nice confluence. So get a dip towards this area, start looking for longs, reclaim the quarterly level with a potential bullish sweep, clear invalidation, clear liquidity target around 32.5K. Now, very clear ideas for both Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now you're probably wondering, Guru, is the Forex chart currently just as clear? And this is probably one of my favorite charts out there right now. Because if we start to analyze this chart over here, first of all, we can see that we have a huge liquidity buildup over here with all of these lower highs on GBP against the dollar, right? Now we know, and I've been teaching you guys, these constant lower highs are indicating that a lot of liquidity has been building up, and at some point you are going to see a squeeze. Now many people are currently anticipating that squeeze to occur from here. That is why I prefer to personally wait for a dip to sweep some of the late long positions once again and take out their stop losses beneath these lows. Why are these lows interesting to me? Because beneath these lows is where we have a bullish order block, which is this order block over here. Why is this a bullish one? Because we swept sell-side liquidity before the order block was formed. And after this order block was formed, we saw an impulsive move to the upside. And more importantly, we left behind a bullish hour one fair value gap over here right above the order block. So both that bullish sweep and also that bullish fair value gap above the order block are indicating that this is a valid bullish order block that has now a beautiful inducement with these equal lows over here. So my plan for GBP is extremely simple. I'm hoping to get a dip towards this POI. This is where I will look to build a swing long position on GBP, targeting this upwards liquidity, targeting this bearish fair value gap that aligns with this bearish order block over here. That's my target. Beautiful potential RR being developed. Now, if you want to play it safe, wait for M5, M15, double sweep with a shift in structure to confirm a potential reversal, clear invalidation, clear targets over here for the GBP price. Very clear plan. If it sweeps liquidity first, idea obviously is invalidated. But if it doesn't, this is a beautiful potential long position being developed on the GBP price. And let's continue with the last chart, but not the least, of course, which is euro against the dollar. And currently we can see that euro is creating some bullish order flow over here. And I think until this order flow is continuing to the upside, you do not want to look for potential shorts. I prefer to look for longs. And also for euro, I'm looking for a potential dip in which we are going to take out this sell side liquidity that we have been building up over here with these higher lows instead of these lower highs that we saw on GBP. If we manage to take out these higher lows, I'm interested in potential longs around this area over here, where we have this breaker block, where we have this demand, where we have this order block being generated on the euro price. In my opinion, guys, it's not as clean as GBP. This area of interest does align with our discount, of course, right? But also, as we can see, euro is close to taking out this high. If we do take out this high, I'm doubting whether we still want to play this idea, right? Only if we get very strong confirmations with a bullish sweep over here, with a nice shift in structure on the 15-minute time frame, then I will be interested in potential longs. On the other hand, if we're going to go for the buy side liquidity first over here, we might be looking for some shorts if we get the right confirmation. I prefer to also sweep this buy side, maybe get a little bit of a reversal on Wednesday or Thursday, targeting this liquidity buildup that we have over here. But like I said, I prefer to look for longs if we get a dip. If we only sweep this high, then I would still say that this scenario is potentially valid. Now, if we also sweep this high, then I would say that this idea is invalidated on the euro price. I hope this weekly Outlook video has helped you guys to get some potential trade ideas in, to get some more clarity on the current market. If you guys do have any questions after watching this weekly Outlook video, please let me know in the comments down below. This video was sponsored by Prime XBT, which is the ideal place to trade both commodities and also Forex. And they now also offer 8 different crypto futures pairs. Definitely make sure to sign up there. Definitely make sure to sign up with my affiliate link that also gives a nice deposit bonus if you use the code GURU7 for 7% deposit bonus. And if you use the code GURU25, you are getting 25% discount on fees. Definitely worth it. Definitely make sure to check it out. And I'll catch you guys on Wednesday's video. Ciao, ciao.